I truly don't want to make this video. I told my editor I don't want to make this video. It's been like an hour since the game ended. I still don't want to make the video. But I have viewers who, are like, Skills, can you give me your honest opinion on it? And I feel bad because I make videos on all football matches, and to not make one on this Barca Benfica game would just be, it would be BS to the viewers that want to know my opinion. So I'm going to give my opinion. I want to start off by saying I got a massive amount of respect for Barcelona. I got a massive amount of respect for what they've built. Lamine Yamal, the Kubasi, the players they have playing, and the way Rafinha is playing football. I have zero respect for UEFA, and I have zero respect for this referee. And I know people will be like, well, Skills, the ref was poor, and the ref was poor both ways. The Arturoglu first penalty, does Szczesny touch his foot? Barely. It's a soft-ass penalty. Does Lamine Yamal get pushed down for a penalty? That's a soft-ass penalty. Is his hand on his shoulder? 100% his hand on his shoulder. It's a soft penalty. But if the Lamine Yamal one is a penalty for a hand on the shoulder, I don't understand how you don't give a penalty at the end of the game for a player draped on top of the Benfica player, and then this turns into a counterattack that Rafinha scores on. To me, it is shocking that you can give two soft penalties, but then not give the one that's probably the most clear penalty outside of the first one given to Barcelona. That's really shocking to me. But let's not talk about refs right away, and let's talk about the game. Benfica did it to themselves because if I'm being truly honest with you, every Barcelona fan saw it. Benfica had so many opportunities on the counterattack to have put this game away. And even when the game was 4-4, Di Maria had a one-on-one and he missed against Szczesny, which would have made it 5-4. And he missed the one-on-one. So there was a lot of opportunities for us to really have put this game away. And to be honest with you, when the game was kind of in a place where we were comfortable, Szczesny kicks the ball out wrong. It hits Rafinha in the head and goes into the back of the net. It's like one of the most craziest goals to make it 3-2, but it's a mistake from our goalie. So at the end of the day, Benfica bailed out Barcelona. That's what we bailed out Barcelona. And what really sucks is Barca played a great game. We defended really well. Barca does a really hard time against the low block. We knew that. And Benfica choked it because you can't go up 3-1 and allow that many goals. But more importantly, I think as a Benfica fan, I'm a little bit upset at Bruno Lage for the fact that we went into a 5-back when we were kind of cooking them on the counter. So I think Benfica has a lot to blame. The coach didn't see the game out right. And even at the end of the game, maybe we shouldn't play the ball into the box, right? Maybe we shouldn't play the ball into the box. But this is my honest truth about this bullshit referee. When the free kick takes place, it's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. The foul occurred at like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The ref gave 4 minutes. So if you don't give the penalty, when that ball gets cleared from the box originally, that should be the end of the game. The Rafinha counterattack should never even take place. The foul was committed against Carreras at the 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The ball gets played into the box, and it's in the box for like 30 seconds. When the ball gets cleared, the game should be done. I think people are missing this. The game should have ended 4-4 regardless. The fact that you let the ball get cleared to a player and then popped up to Rafinha and given more time on top of that when you only gave 4 minutes is something that I think people aren't looking at. And I don't understand how UEFA can let the game go all the way to like 7 minutes of, I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes of extra time. It's just one of those things that for me, if you look at it, lads, I don't know exactly how much time was on the clock when the ball gets cleared out the box, but the 4 minutes are well over. So this referee managed the game completely poorly, and I got on social media and I started saying, "Oh, I'm sick of UEFA helping Barca." It has nothing to do with Barca. It's just favoritism towards bigger teams. And the sad thing about it, lads, as a Benfica fan, is Benfica potentially is going out of the Champions League on some BS like that, right? Because even 1 point against Barcelona would have been huge for a team like Benfica. Now we got to go beat Juve to potentially stay in the competition. And again, it's on Benfica. Why did Benfica go for it at the end of the game? Benfica should have just played it back to the goalie and ended the game. They didn't have to knock the ball into the box, but we went for it. We wanted to get the dub. We went to try to get the win, and that occurred. But Benfica could have easily just played the ball short and taken the tie and walked out of there with 1 point, which would have been better for them in the sense of the Champions League standing. So it's just a really messed up day. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Skills, you got to cry more. I think it's important. Look, when Benfica gets helped, I tell you Benfica gets helped, right? When I tell you the ref did a poor game, I'm telling you, I don't think the Artukoğlu one is a penalty. I don't think it's a penalty. I also don't think Lamine Yamal one is a penalty. But I think if you give those two penalties, then the one on Barreiro at the end of the game is a penalty. And if it's not a penalty, when the ball gets cleared, how is the game not over? I can't comprehend it. And I know people are like, oh, dude, you're just crying. I mean, think about it, lads. Really, as a Barca fan, really sit down and think about it. The foul gets committed around 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I wish I had the clip, man. And you know what? I probably could pull up the highlights really quickly to see if we can actually see this. And I'll see if my editor can go ahead and throw it on the screen for you. But I'm going to go right here real quick towards when the foul is committed, okay? So Benfica gets a breakaway. I'm watching it now. I'm sad I can't show you guys. When Benfica okay, so when the foul gets committed, right? When the foul gets committed, before we kick the ball, it's 4 minutes and 42 seconds already. There was 4 minutes given. So the foul happens somewhere around 3:40, 3:50. So now there's a foul, and the ball gets played into the box at 4 minutes and 40 seconds, all right? Now, let's keep talking. We're still at 4 minutes and 48 seconds. The penalty that I'm saying is a penalty occurs at exactly 4 minutes and 55 seconds, all right? We're at 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The ball's still in the area. The ball is now cleared now, and when it's popped up to Rafinha, there's 5 minutes of extra time. When that ball originally comes out of the box, the game needs to end. That ball needs to end. The game should be over at 5. Like, the ball, it doesn't get played to Rafinha until 5 minutes, lads. And again, I know what people are going to say. Oh, Skills, man, you just picking. But let me be real with y'all real quick, okay? Rafinha scores the goal. It's 5 minutes. It's still 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Rafinha scores at 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The game's over. I can't comprehend. Everyone on TV was like, this is the last opportunity. This ball's going to be played into the box and the game should end. That's what everyone is thinking. I don't know where the ref gets a whole extra minute from. And again, y'all can come at me crazy and be like, Skills, where does the ref get a whole extra minute from? So you can call it what you want to call it. Maybe you're like, that's not a penalty. Okay, but why does the game keep going? Again, I'm not going to get all mad about it and freak out, and people can say, Skills, you just crying. But we being real right now. We talking legit, like legit. I think there's a lot of opportunities where Benfica gets extremely lucky in this game. And I think there's a lot of opportunities where Barcelona gets lucky. I'll explain it because I remember him perfectly. Rafinha had a first-time shot in the first half. He should have done way better with that finish. Conde had a perfectly timed pass into the box where he kicks it. He's one-on-one with the goalie. That's a goal for them, you know? And then I look at Benfica's side and I think about how Arsenis missed at least 2 opportunities. One-on-one with Chesney to make it 2-0, a huge opportunity, right? And then he had another one pretty much one-on-one with a player on his back, and he couldn't get it past Chesney. That's a huge miss. The Di Maria one-on-one, that's a huge miss. But Lamine Yamal had misses. So it was a back-and-forth amazing game that gets spoiled by absolutely terrible refereeing for both teams at the end of the day. I don't think the Artukoğlu one is a penalty. I don't think the Lamine Yamal is a penalty. I think the last one on Benfica, if those are given, is a penalty. But if it's not a penalty, how the hell is the game not over? How is the game not over at 4-4? I don't think any Barca fan can answer that. And I know people will say, well, Skills, you can't end the game there. The game should end the moment the ball comes out the box. The game should be over. But you know why the ref didn't end the game? Let's talk. Let me give you my honest opinion. The referee doesn't end the game because he wants to check the VAR to see if it's a penalty. So he allows the sequence to continue, because if he ends the game, he can't go to VAR. So he allowed the sequence to continue. Otherwise, he would have. That's my thought process. The ref is letting the sequence continue so he can go then and check the VAR. That's what I'm thinking, right? In my head, I'm thinking that. The problem is you allowed Rafinha a breakaway because Benfica put that many players in the area. Why? Because it's the last chance of the game. Everyone is thinking that. Everyone is thinking it's the last chance of the game. Put the players in the box. You think Benfica was going to send everybody forward like that on the last chance if it wasn't the last chance of the game? Yo, we got to spit absolute facts. Again, do I think Barcelona deserved to lose this game? No, I think Barcelona played a great game. Benfica played a real good defensive game. Do I think Benfica deserved to win this game? I think they did a lot going forward. But at the end of the day, if it would have ended 4-4, I'd have been like, yeah, I ain't mad at that. If Benfica would have won, I think Barca fans would be like, damn, we were poor defensively today. We got to clean that up ASAP. We don't do good against players with the low, or teams against the low block. But at the end of the day, lads, for the game to end like that, with that much extra time given, with that penalty not given, to me, this referee did a horrible game and should never touch another game ever for the rest of his reffing career in UEFA. That is an absolute disaster of a referee call. Again, everything, bro. All of it is just poorly done. And again, I know y'all will be like, yo, Skills, you're crying. I'm giving you, I'm a Benfica fan, but I'm giving you a non-biased opinion. I'm telling you the Arthur Kuglu one is not a penalty. Does he touch his leg? Yes. If Arthur Kuglu doesn't jump, does he get taken out? Yes. But at the end of the day, for me, there's not enough contact there. I don't think the Lamine Yamal one is enough contact there. You understand? And if none of those were given, then maybe the one at the end of the game, there's not enough contact there because of the way the game's been being reffed. But when you ref the game a certain way, that's a penalty. I got nothing else to say. Again, people could be like, Skills, you just crying, you just mad, you just this, you just that. Lads, this shit don't look good on your UEFA. And this shit don't look good on Barca. It doesn't look good on, and I know Barca fans feel the exact same way, that it does not look good on Barca. Barca is a way better team on paper than Benfica. They should have came to the lose and destroyed Benfica. But the facts are, they at one point were getting destroyed by Benfica. They were, you guys know this, right? And if it isn't for the referee doing what happened at the end of that game, this game probably doesn't end in a positive way for Barcelona. So Barcelona walks away with one here, 3 points, W for them. At the end of the day, football is football. You got 3 points, it is what it is. But Barca and their manager really got to sit down and evaluate, how do we beat teams that play the low block? Because they are struggling massively this year against teams that play the low block. But besides that, W result for Barcelona, it is what it is. And again, I thought Benfica was going to lose, and they did lose. So for me, what pisses me off is I rather would have lost 5-1 to Barca than this bullshit. Because everyone who watches it and everyone who watched it knows for a damn fact that I'm telling the truth. If you don't give a penalty, how is the game continuing? Only because he wants the sequence to continue to check if it's a penalty. But you gave Barcelona a massive counterattack to one of the best wingers, if not the best winger in football at the moment. That referee did a horrible job. That's my honest opinion.